is going on, everybody? What is going on? The catch. Fam, I hope everyone's had a great start to the weekend. Hope you guys had a fantastic Saturday. Hope you guys are doing just lovely. Hope you guys are ready for another live 2024 fantasy football draft. Hopping into an Underdog best ball mania tonight. We're going to talk some fantasy football. We're going to have some fun. We've got our full week of preseason under wraps. We got a ton to break down. Get in the live chat. Let us know what you guys need. Any fantasy football questions that you have, any fantasy football topics you guys want to go over. Let's get cracking. Ton to go over. I'm excited. We're going to draft a team, probably two teams. Pete's here. What's up, man?
It was a great day. We had football, lots of football. Yeah, I don't know. JJ McCarthy, greatest quarterback ever, potentially. I'm not saying people are saying this. I'm not saying this, but people are saying this. But yeah, lots of stuff to go over. And one of our personal favorites took the dreaded preseason injury, unfortunately, tonight.
Yeah, Hollywood Brown with the shoulder injury. I hate this. He's one of my highest drafted players in Underdog Fantasy. I'm not gonna overreact in terms of my best ball shares to Hollywood Brown because he should be ready to go in a couple weeks, and I still think he'll, even if he's hurt throughout the year, he's got that nice high ceiling in this offense still, but we will see a reaction in terms of ADP. I think the Hollywood Brown, Rashid Rice, and Xavier Worthy because of this injury. And it still definitely sucks. This is not a player that I wanted to see get hurt when I have 32.5% exposure to him, an Underdog. Been talking about him all off season long. Put him on the thumbnail for today's mock draft video that went up. So I think it's my fault, to be honest. I think I cursed him. But a sternoclavicular joint, what is that word? Dislocation compared to Tyreek Hill's injury from 2019, which was also against the Jaguars. Potentially missed some time. Hill missed 4 games with this injury. So, yeah, I hate this, but that's part of the preseason, right? Speaking of injuries, Packers rookie running back Marshawn Lloyd suffered a hamstring injury during today's preseason game. Keep an eye on that. It might really be A.J. Dillon's season. We'll find out.
Yikes.
Find out. For anyone out there, I'll be entering the lobby at 12:15 a.m. Eastern time. Gosh, it is late. Sorry, guys. Got out here a little bit later. But yeah, we'll kind of go through and break down everything from each game. If anyone in the chat, anything you guys have in terms of immediate reactions to any of the games, let us know. And then just in general, like your overall reaction, highest reaction to anything that happened in the games today or any of the games in the past day or so is fine as well. But we had a lot of football today. I will start because I think Pete's initial reaction is JJ McCarthy is the best quarterback of all time, which is fair. For me, I want to talk about Jaden Daniels because one thing I've been saying about Jaden Daniels throughout the offseason, right, is, he is known for that kind of rushing ability, right? And that's what we're, taking a heavy look at in terms of his fantasy value. By the way, guys, 5 spots, Best Ball Mania, 30-second lobby. I am in. Getting the draft. But what we saw today is Jaden Daniels also throw the football down the field. And that was beautiful. And then he capped off that drive by running into the end zone, scoring a touchdown as well. So, go Commanders. We've got some nice rookie quarterback play out of both our teams today. And certainly a lot to break down. So, let's see. Michael Penix.
Where you want to go? You want to go Michael
I'm gonna
Penix?
go. I can go down the list here. I got everything right in front of me. One spot open in the Best Ball Mania lobby for anyone who wants to hop in here. So, and then we'll hop into the live chat right after because I know you guys already have some questions in there. So, Michael Penix, 9 to 16, 104 passing yards. Fine, you know, good enough. Nothing crazy here. Wait, did we already? Oh,
Yeah, we talked about. We touched on
yeah.
these
My
like
bad. I was like,
yesterday.
wait,
These are Friday.
wait, my bad.
We
My
streamed
bad.
yesterday.
So actually, first game on the list here is Commanders at the Jets. So, wait. Oh, okay, never mind. We're good. We're good.
Disaster stream.
Jaden Daniels only threw 3 passes in this game.
3 passes, 1 carry.
Yeah.
Short game.
Yeah. Marcus Mariota's on the Commanders. I didn't even know that. Jeez. Marcus Mariota is 1 of 1 today. So yeah, Brian Robinson Jr., 5 touches, 20 yards on the ground. Eckler had 2 touches for 7 yards. So based on that data, Brian Robinson Jr. looks better. Find out. Receiving wise, Ben Sennett looked good today. I was hyped to see that. Ben Sennett hard to tackle. 3 catches, 57 yards. We saw the big pass to Brown. 2 catches, 55 yards for him. He's an interesting player to keep an eye on. I mean, I like Dotson, but I think that Brown could also be a player. Maybe has some upside in this offense as well. Luke McCaffrey had 2 catches. I guess that's good. Dotson also had 2 catches. We already know what we're taking away from this game, though. I mean, and McLaurin even had a catch, but yeah, I think the big thing here is Jaden Daniels. Great first start. For the Jets, I think the big thing is Braylon Allen. 6 touches, 54 yards, 9 yards per carry. Looked very stout, looked good with the opportunities he was given. Other than that,
everybody was horrible in there besides him.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a team that like they are so contingent on Aaron Rodgers, man. I will say, I mean, 4 receptions from Malachi Corley, 6.8 yards per catch. So, I mean, I've been keeping an eye on Corley, so but I don't disagree. Like it was pretty ugly. But the Jets ended up winning, so not that it matters. But all right, so moving to the Bears Bills, Caleb Williams looked fine.
Zesty game.
Yeah, 4-7, 95 yards. Bears destroyed the Bills for whatever it matters, you know.
They scored 20 points in the fourth quarter. It was just like a really ugly game to watch.
Caleb Williams had 13 yards on the ground as well. He looked fine, you know.
He was good on third down. I think the big thing was his third down was good. He extended a couple plays, made a couple of deep throws. Now the Bears have never seen an NFL quarterback play for their team, so they were very excited.
I mean, the pocket presence was great. That throw to Kmet, absolute dime on third down. So yeah, I think plenty to be happy about if you're a Bears fan right now. We'll go ahead and have the heated discussion of DeAndre Swift, Khalil Herbert. Didn't see much anything out of Roschon Johnson though, but DeAndre Swift, I do want to make it clear, got the shuffle pass, went 42 yards before he was taken out. They're just cautionary. Here's my take. Roschon Johnson looked good on the ground though. 9 touches, 31 yards. I mean, it's 3.4 yards per carry. Nothing crazy, but he had the most volume out of any running back today. I don't know who Ian Wheeler is, but he balled out. 2 touchdowns, 8.6 yards per carry. So, Jones Jr. also had a touchdown, 5.7 yards per carry. Travis Homer got some touches. It's just like whatever, you know. DJ Moore had 2 catches. Kmet had that nice catch. So I think if you're a Bears fan, this was the exact, you know, this is exactly what you wanted to see out of this offense today. So I don't know who this Josh Allen guy is, but he got benched for Mitch Trubisky today. So
benched for Mitch Trubisky. Pretty bad sign.
Might want to keep an eye on that if you're a Bills fan. It's so weird to me that Frank Gore Jr. is on this team, but he is. Give me Debo here. I will say Ray Davis had 5 carries and did next to nothing with them, just 2 yards. So if you've been keeping an eye on Ray Davis, he didn't look great, but neither did James Cook on the ground in this game. So something to think about, but it's just one game. But Ray Davis did have 3 catches. Khalil Shakir had 3 catches. Curtis Samuel had 2 catches. Doesn't really help our evaluation. Keon Coleman, 1 catch. Dalton Kincaid, 1 catch. So kind of hard to read into the Bills situation there.
Yeah, it didn't feel like they really played their starters.
Yeah. We got the Raiders at the Vikings. Vikings with a dub.
Finally, they had lost like 10 straight preseason games. I thought they would never win again.
Let's start with the Raiders. This is interesting. Aiden O'Connell was 7 of 9 for 76 total yards. Gardner Minshew was 6 of 12 for 117 passing yards and a touchdown. So does that really settle our debate on who the quarterback will be there?
One of the quarterbacks looked clearly better than the other quarterback.
To you, who do you think? Minshew?
Minshew looked significantly better than O'Connell.
Man, I'm telling you, I like Aiden O'Connell's got a mustache like me, though. So
I mean, you should, because Gardner Minshew's not good as a starter. He's the back. Gardner Minshew came in as the backup and lit it up.
They want him to be the backup. That's where he shines. So, but yeah, I mean, the stats definitely show that Minshew looked a bit better. Minshew also added 7 yards on the ground. Zamir White.
He looked good.
Zamir White, guys.
Looked very good.
I don't want him to look good. I want him to keep being like drafted where he gets drafted, But 3.8 yards per carry, nothing crazy there, but 6 touches. Like they made it clear, like what they want to do was Zamir White, and he scored a touchdown. So you love to see it. Other than that, you got a whole bunch of names and nothing great. Like Dylan Lobb did next to nothing. Alexander Madison, Pete's favorite player, did next to nothing. So you just got a lot of names here, and I think not a lot to go off of. But we'll see. There's still plenty of time. Jacoby Myers had 3 catches for 45 yards. Trey Tucker did some things.
He had an unbelievable catch. He was wide open, but he had a great catch.
And definitely worth mentioning that Brock Bowers also had 2 catches, 25 yards. Michael Mayer had a catch too. He still exists.
They ran a couple of double tight end sets with Mayer and Bowers, and it worked. It was very interesting, and it worked.
I feel like that's something they've got to do, All right, I'll let you take the Vikings, but McCarthy comes out, throws a pick, turns back around, essentially plays the rest of the game. 188 yards, 2 touchdowns, 11 of 17, and 18 yards on the ground.
So first and foremost, Sam Darnold looked good. First drive of the game, went right down the field. They went for it on 4th and goal. Ty Chandler dropped 2 passes to score a touchdown. So wasn't really Sam's fault, but he looked good. I liked what I saw to Darnold. Addison, if he plays, he looked good. So yeah, starters look good. Aaron Jones didn't play. Jefferson didn't play. JJ McCarthy, it wasn't feeling great. The knocks are the knocks, but he looked better in the second half against the Raiders. Played their starters like the whole first half on defense, besides Crosby and maybe some other guys, but they had most of their starters out there, and he kind of struggled with the starting defense. They blitzed him like 3 or 4 times, which good luck, rookie, good luck. So, but other than that, he's got an absolute hose.
Yeah, I think if you are a Vikings fan, or not even a Vikings fan, if you're following JJ McCarthy, this is about exactly what you wanted to see, right?
Yeah, he's not starting this year, so that's nice.
Yeah. Also had a handoff that went for a touchdown, very fitting of McCarthy.
He had 3 handoffs to start the game.
Yeah.
I was like, what if they just troll and he never throws a pass?
Would have been great to see. All right, let's move along to the Packers at the Browns. So starting with the Pack, Jordan Love, maybe trying to quiet some of the contract haters out there. 2 of 2, 63 yards and a tutty. If there wasn't already enough hype around Tavion Wicks, get ready, especially if he just produces at all for the rest of the preseason. You get any positive reports out of training camp on him? Yeah, I mean, huge touchdown to Tavion Wicks, which you love to see.
I don't love to see.
Well, sure, I guess that's true. That's really the story here. Like, I mean, literally, like, I don't think
it was one pass. It went a long way. This is a crowded wide receiver room, and you kind of never. It's hard. I don't have a feel. I don't know how anybody has a feel.
Yeah.
On who's going to be that guy there.
And I think it's going to be a combination of multiple guys. And it just depends if Watson's healthy or not. Bo Melton, another name that's been thrown around in the offseason. He just had one rush and 1 catch, so nothing crazy there. But his catch did go for 12 yards. But I think the other big story here is Marshawn Lloyd, hamstring injury. So A.J. Dillon season's upon us. But Emmanuel Wilson got a lot of touches in this game. He looked pretty good. 5.2 yards per carry and a touchdown, 67 yards. But I think really with the Packers, it's just like you saw exactly what you wanted to see if you're a Packers fan today, or a fantasy fan for that matter, who's been drafting Tavion Wicks late. In terms of the Browns, I don't think there's really anything too positive here, because I think you look at this backfield, you're trying to see, like, next to Jerome Ford, what do we have? And Pierre Strong did not look good, and none of the other running backs out there look good. And Jerome Ford had 2 carries for 4 yards, definitely not great. And I think they're trying to see, like, outside of Donta Foreman, who didn't play, coming off of his injury, and then Chubb's still out. And like, you look at the receiving room, and there was really nothing here either throughout the day. So, I mean, you had DTR at quarterback for most of the day, but Tyler Huntley and famous Winston was 4 or 5 for 30 total yards. So
I'm just looking at the court. Like, this quarterback room is bizarre.
It's awesome.
Like, yeah, like DTR is a solid young quarterback that people like a lot. Tyler Huntley, obviously, we know he's a good backup. We got crazy Jameis over here, and Deshaun Watson is like the most hated quarterback ever. What is going on here? One of these guys is going to get cut.
One of them probably will have to get cut. And I feel like it'll be
Jameis.
Or Jameis. I was going to say one of those two makes more sense,
I think I'm cutting Jameis. Huntley's at least, he's a Pro Bowler.
I mean, never mind. All right, let's answer a couple questions. I'll come back to the preseason stats here. Terry, question: full PPR, number 2 overall out of 10. I was thinking about going Hill, Olave, Cup versus Hill, Etienne, Olave versus Hill, Pacheco, Etienne. Which one is the best strat? Sorry, let me make this draft pick. Wow,
This is impossible to figure out, first of all, because you have to. The rest of the board has to play out to you.
Yeah, I mean, my initial reaction is all these are not bad for sure. No, I'm gonna go Kyle Pitts here today. I mean, I probably go with Hill, Etienne, Olave, or really like Hill, Pacheco, Olave is what I prefer. That way you have 2 wide receivers and a running back, and just kind of go hero running back from there on out. But I think Hill, Olave, Cup is fine too. But I don't really prefer to go double running back there. But you could go. I mean, here's the thing: like, most of my drafts, I'm either starting aggressive at wide receiver or I'm going hero running back. But I think double hero running back is okay. So, yeah, and it's hard to say, kind of like Pete said. I mean,
Because like, what if Derrick Henry's on the board? You'd take Derrick Henry over all these guys,
yeah.
wouldn't you? You'd go Hill Henry. In a
So,
10-teamer, he definitely could be on the board.
yeah, because honestly, for in a 12-team league at the number 2, you could see these players all go as your first 3 picks. So you might be surprised. But I think in a 10-team league, I'm probably going 1 running back, 2 wide receivers. Because you still want that high value at RB early. To be more competitive across the board at the position. Carlos, Garrett Wilson, Nico Collins, and Dynasty long term. Look at both. Yeah, I mean, I think both are great, but Nico tied to CJ Stroud is probably in a better immediate spot. And short term, they're both fine, but the thing with Garrett Wilson is like, he's just in this position where he's going to produce no matter what. He's already proven that, but his ceiling is theoretically going to be elevated when he has Rodgers. So they're actually probably pretty close in tier for me. But and I feel like they're, I can double check here in a second, but I feel like they're just about the same age too. Dude, I want to see how far Hollywood Brown will fall, but I also kind of want to just take him here. So we're like 10 spots against ADP. I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to do research. We'll do it next draft. But yeah, I mean, Nico is what? Let's see. Nico is age 25. Wilson is younger than that. He's age 24. So I think the key thing here is Nico Collins tied to better quarterback in theory long term.
Yeah, like Garrett Wilson doesn't have a quarterback, or he's probably not a New York Jet. If the the Jets jet it up, he's a who knows where he is.
Because it's Rodgers such a weird player to evaluate like past this year. So this year goes really well, and it's like he probably comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Then like,
they make the playoffs, win a game.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, how much longer does Rodgers play? I mean, some of these quarterbacks like play for a really long time, but it's going to be really, we can't evaluate it till we see how much the Achilles injury truly impacts Rodgers, Caleb is him, DJ Moore is him, go Bears. As long as DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift, Cole Kmet, Ball, I'm good. Keenan Allen. Axel Smith, what's up, man? Full PPR, traded DJ Moore for Swift and Flowers earlier today. Good or bad trade for me? Etienne and Mostert, my only running backs. Receivers are Adams, London, Higgins, Rice, JSN, Shakir. I think this trade is fine. And I'm pretty high on DJ Moore, to be honest, but Flowers still very close in overall ranking to DJ Moore. So, I mean, like, he's still only going a couple picks ahead. So the fact that you got Swift on top of this, I think, is good, especially if you're thin at running back. But you're pretty loaded at wide receiver as is. How high regard do you have A-Rich in Dynasty compared to other top 10 quarterbacks? I mean, A-Rich is still pretty high in terms of Dynasty rankings, But, like, you're still going to take Allen, Hurts, Mahomes, Lamar, Stroud ahead of him. And I think Burrow, Prescott, Kyler, Jordan Love, and maybe even Purdy are all potentially ahead of him. But when you look at Dynasty Superflex drafts and rankings, you never know really what's going to shake out. So, I probably have most of those guys ahead of Anthony Richardson, my personal ranking, because I like kind of like long-term stability. And I'm not saying that we won't get that out of Richardson, but I like to see it for a full season first. Brandon, what's up, my guy? Playing a 10-team PPR league, I'm taking C-Mac the second pick. I know my league will mostly pick running back. Do I follow the trend or get better value at other positions? If you have C-Mac, I say just go hero running back and let them chase the running back position and go for some of those later round guys. Ramondre, Najee Harris, Amir White, DeAndre Swift, Mostert, Brooks, Chase Brown, Brian Robinson Jr., Javonte, Gus Bus, Jerome Ford, Rico Dowdle, Austin Eckler.
Was it
good?
Friday? No, it was last Friday. Look at last Friday. Cam was picked at the 1-1 and ran CMC hero back, and it was a really good team in a 12-teamer. If you want to look at like a really good hero running back team with CMC.
Let me see.
Well, we know it was definitely Cam who had the hero running back team. Or no running back team. But I'm pretty sure it was last Friday. But now we're all distracted.
No, I'll find it. Maybe. I forgot that I've been wait, from the 1.1 you said?
Yeah, he picked from the 1.1.
I got it. So yeah, let me make this draft pick, but I got that in front of me too. Oh man, I feel like I gotta go. Way too many good running backs here. I'm gonna go Zamir White if he's here. But I kind of like Curtis Samuel or Cortland Sutton here. Ramondre Stevenson or Zamir White. That's kind of interesting. I'm going to stick with my boy, Zamir. So, yeah, he goes C-Mac at the 1-1. Then he ends up with Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler, locks up that backfield. Still gets Rico Dowdle, then handcuffs C-Mac with Eli Mitchell. Gets Richardson and Pitts. But then between the second and the fifth is able to go Nico Collins, Waddle, Flowers, and Dell. If you don't want to go both Houston wide receivers there, Higgins, Cooper, Kirk, Rashee Rice were all available when he picked Dell. So you get a great quarterback and A-Rich, you get a great tight end and Pitts. You don't even necessarily have to do the quarterback tight end where he got them. You can wait on them. And in the 6th round, 7th round,
Mostert.
Yeah. Mostert, Pollard, White, Javonte, Brooks, Warren, all there. So I say just go hero running back. He still got Shaheed and Myers in the 10th and 11th, which I really like both those guys there. Wicks was available in the 11th too. So.
And his board's going to be so much better in a 10-teamer.
Oh, yeah, in a 10-team too. Yeah. Agreed. Why Bijan over Brees? Honestly, man, I had them neck and neck, Corey, but I've been drafting a lot of Brees Hall lately. So tonight I was like, I'm just gonna go with Bijan.
I took Brees over Bijan yesterday in our mock.
Yeah. I've been drafting a lot of Brees Hall lately. But I love both. Got no problem going with either guy here. So they're literally a hair apart for me. I think just with me, I'm going to be drafting both this year and just changing up that exposure across leagues. So JSN played today, but not Geno, Keenum, Metcalf, and Lockett. Is JSN not going to start this year? No, JSN's a starter for sure. He'll be fine. Do not worry about that. He is locked into that wide receiver 3 role for sure.
And he'll probably see more targets than Lockett.
Yeah, and he I think can take over Lockett as a wide receiver too. Mm-hmm. No disrespect to Lockett, but he definitely has the potential to. And yeah, I mean, even if he was running with the second team, it's probably just more about getting JSN reps. I mean, he was still banged up last year, still super young, so I wouldn't read too much into this. Vidal did not even dress tonight. Yeah, I'm kind of worried about Vidal. I've been backing off his shares of him for a couple weeks now. There's a strong chance that J.K. Dobbins really the number 2 there. So we'll keep an eye on it. Yeah, McConkey did not play either. I'm in a 12 league auction league. We have $100 for our roster. I was wondering what roster construction you would try and do. So for me, Chandler, when it comes to auction, what I typically do, there's no real right way to do an auction draft. Just gonna put that out there. I think at least there's strategy, but don't get me wrong. But like for me, I'm just super conservative. I usually pick like 1 or 2 players that I go usually at running back or wide receiver, like 1 running back, 1 wide receiver that I like will really aggressively target. So I don't want to say super early in the draft, but early-ish in the draft. So like I remember last year I just really tried to get Bijan. I didn't end up getting him, but I ran his price like super high up because of that, which was just an added bonus for me. But Saquon Barkley ended up. I wanted to get Bijan and Saquon for some reason, and yeah, I just picked 1 or 2 players, and I let the board play itself, and just kind of go from there. If I pull up my team from last year, because I actually have it pretty handy, because our auction league is a keeper league. But so yeah, I got Barkley at 46, Ramondre at 25, Swift at 11, Monty at 9, Khalil Herbert at 14 or 4. Sorry, I'm laughing. Justin Fields at 13. When Dak Prescott went for $3.
Yikes.
Yeah, but that honestly, every other quarterback went. Like Fields is the 3rd cheapest quarterback, so I don't feel too bad. Devonta Smith at 12, Kirk at 12. Like to me, like those two. Oh no, I'm looking at that wrong. Smith was 32, Kirk was 12. But still, those are great values. Godwin at 14, Dobbs at 6, Mike Williams at 8, and then I remember this because I got Freiermuth at 3, which is a mistake, but not bad for $3. And then I remember I had like at the end of the draft. What I like at the end of the draft is when there's players you're high on and you've gone conservative, then you can just like kind of go all in. And this is maybe retrospectively not a great example, but for me it was Jahan Dotson. I spent $17 on. Didn't hurt my roster in any way, which is good because he sucked last year, but he was a guy I really liked late last year. So I just say go conservative, let the board play itself. But like looking at a team that did not go conservative and Michaels, he spent 60 on JJ, 57 on Chase, 30 on Jacobs, 29 on Henry, got Cousins for $3, and still got Kincaid at $1. And the rest of his team is not that good. $1 on JMO, on Lazard, on Cooks, $2 on Tony. But really like those core pieces, Jacobs, Henry, JJ, Chase, Kincaid. T-Law and Cousins didn't really work out, but those core pieces like kind of put that team in contention all year long. So all right. All right. PM Chunk, 12 team. Thank you for the super chat. 12 team PPR, bench not included. My team is Jaden Daniels, Cup, Godwin, Watson, Brees, Gibbs, HN Kincaid. For a 12 team league, this is a good squad. I really feel like this is closer to a 10 team build. Is it double flex or, and this is not even your bench, so this is just your starting lineup. Jane Daniels, Cup, Godwin, Watson in the flex. I know you got. This is a single or double flex league. These are just your start worthy players.
I'm assuming, or maybe it is a starters. Maybe it is a.
Yeah, or
Maybe it's a,
that, or you're starting 3 wide receivers, 3 running backs.
could be that or double flex.
Keeper league, so I had Brees and A-Chain to start. Okay.
That helps. That helps a lot.
Man, you're in a great spot.
You just need a quarterback. Like Jane Daniels could break at any second, and he's a rookie.
Yeah, but with this type of build, I think I'm risking it for the biscuit. League mates aren't that dumb. I was wondering. One flex. Yeah, one flex. You're balling, dude. But yeah, I think I agree. I mean, like if you have a quarterback on your bench, you can get a guy like Herbert or T-Law or Goff or whatever. But I mean, yeah, Jaden Daniels, Cup, Godwin, Watson, Brees, Gibbs, A-Chain, Kincaid is beautiful. I mean, I'm really high on Watson personally. Go ahead, Pete.
Yeah, I was saying that backfield is gross.
Yeah,
backfield. I'm starting all 3 of those running backs every week.
Yeah, the amount of upside you have at running back alone is scary in a good way. Should feel very happy about that. So, yeah, nothing but good things here.
Having A-Chain in a backfield like that is the dream because he is just, cherry on top of the sundae. Because if he gets hurt, he gets hurt. But man, if he is like what we saw last year, frightening.
The floor here is like there's nothing to fear with those running backs. But then the upside, Brees, Gibbs, and A-Chain in your starting lineup, like even if Watson's hurt, Godwin and Cup like disappoint, like it's like
that's easily like you could easily have like 75-point weeks from your 3 running backs, just 25 apiece, no problem.
As long as they're like doing enough, you're going to be in a great spot for sure. Yeah, I'd feel great. KR, good to see you. Kat's, good to see you. We appreciate you, PM Chunk. Glad you're enjoying the content. Glad you're out in the stream tonight and you found us. I was watching Jack's Chiefs preseason like it was the Super Bowl. It was. I'll make this next draft pick, then we'll keep going through the preseason games.
Do we have a Trevor report? Did Trevor play, Cats?
Yeah. We need you to. We need the official Trevor Lawrence scout. All right, give me Eckler here. Let's go. My running backs are thin, but my wide receivers are loaded. I got Kyle Pitts. Okay. Where was I? Keep the fantasy questions discussion coming, guys. Hit the like button for us if you haven't done so already. And actually, it just on cue, Chiefs, Jags next up on my list here. All right, for the Chiefs, does it even matter? I mean, Mahomes was 3 of 4. Pacheco had 2 touches. I think the big takeaway from this game is Hollywood Brown is hurt.
It's the only news. It's the only thing that matters. It's the only thing
that's really it. But they're going to be fine, unless I don't know. Now someone's out there is going to say, "Well, Rashee Rice might get suspended," and then Rice going to miss games, and it's just Xavier Worthy and Kelsey. It's all going to be fine. It's all going to be fine. Moving on to the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence threw a touchdown, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Travis Etienne had a touchdown. Mac Jones is on this team. Jaguars might win the Super Bowl. That's all I had to say.
I don't know. Carson Wentz is on the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a battle.
I think this is all good for fantasy purposes. Brian Thomas Jr. had a big catch. Gabe Davis had a 20-yard catch. I think just about everything you would want to see. Ingram and Kirk did not play. I don't believe. But just the fact that Etienne scored, Trevor Lawrence threw a touchdown, and you got production out of those 2 wide receivers. I think just about everything was here. Man, I don't know if I want to push Chuba. I think I got to take Chuba Hubbard, but I really want to take Dalton Schultz. I want to take Schultz and see if I can push Chuba. Might be a mistake.
He's risking it.
I'm risking the biscuit over here, and I still got to draft Kirk Cousins. Green Bean. I was in that draft with you and PPR Tyler this morning. That was not me, unfortunately, because I know who PPR Tyler is, and I did not draft with him today. I don't know him. I just have seen his streams out there in the algorithm, but I have not drafted today. Sometimes if I draft off air on Underdog, it's with Fantasy Endgame when Chris drafts. Trevor did play like 2 drives. He was cooking. Gabe Davis got the most targets from T-Law with the starters. Yeah, Parker Washington on the kick return looked nice too. Deep Dynasty stash you got. Nice.
I still hate the kick return, by the way, guys. Full weekend of watching it. Absolutely hate it. Cannot stand it.
Knew that was going to trigger Pete.
Terrible. Terrible. It's even worse watching it live because kickers are incompetent and they can't kick it in the damn zone.
Yeah, what I don't like is the penalties stemming from it.
Well, it's only if you leave it short. I think if you kick it deep, it's to the third. It's a third to the 30 touchback. But if you kick it short, it's to the 40.
All right, Buccaneers, Bengals. In terms of the Bucks, quarterback play looked bad, but Baker did not play. So I mean, like, dang it, Chuba Hubbard's gone. I knew it was a dumb move. Anyways, Bucky Irving was had six carries, 28 touches, 4.7 yards per carry, and a touchdown. So for all you Bucky Irving truthers who are preying on my downfall for loving Rachaad White, I mean, it was a pretty good outing for him. So, oh well. Sean Tucker also looked pretty decent, 68 yards, 6.8 yards per carry. So for all you Rachaad White haters, go ahead and get in the chat. I don't care. Rachaad White.
No, this is good. They ran the ball effectively. It means Rachaad White's going to be able to run the ball.
This is a good point too. Sorry, I think this guy might pick Captain Kirk from me. He went Mooney with his last pick, and I got to watch the clock. Oh, God.
There you go. Called it.
Disgusting, man. All right, I'm just going to take Stafford for no reason then. Fine. Ruin someone else's stack since mine got ruined. In terms of the Buccaneers receivers, nothing crazy jumping out here. You saw a lot of different guys catch the ball. Jalen McMillan had 2 catches, but you saw a lot of names here get like 2 catches, 3 catches. Not a lot to take away from here, in my opinion. Sean Tucker had 2 catches. So Bucky Irving had a target. No reception that went for 0 yards. So whatever. Rachaad White season's the only thing I'm taking away from that. Moving on to the Bengals. I do want to talk about this because the big thing for me, and I've been talking about this the past like 2 weeks or so in mock drafts, where T. Higgins goes and drafts, he's just an absolute steal. Because Burrow threw a touchdown to T. Higgins today. It's like Higgins is just, as long as he's healthy, he's still an extremely viable option in this offense. I just find it interesting where he goes in drafts right now, in mock drafts right now. So Higgins catches a touchdown. Burrow, 5 of 7, 51 yards. Bengals looked very in sync today. Chase Brown had the most touches at the running back position, just 2 yards per carry. So that's not exactly what we want to see, but it is what it is. Other than that, I don't really take away anything. Jermaine Burton looked very good, actually. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. Jermaine Burton looked good. So that is definitely a positive as well. Man, I can't believe I didn't get Captain Kirk on the stupid team. Sorry, having a moment.
You shouldn't have picked. You should have picked Chuba.
I should not have.
No, I mean, you should have. You picked. Didn't you take Schultz over?
I'm taking Rodgers. It's ruined someone else's stack.
Jeez.
This team was looking so solid too for this strat. Yeah, Jermaine Burton looked great though. 27.3 yards per catch. Tutty, 82 yards, 3 catches. It's exactly what you want to see if you've been a truther of Jermaine Burton this offseason. Andre, I don't want to say this guy's name, number 80, the other guy who people like this offseason, had a catch for 23 yards. Don't ask me to pronounce anyone's name. Moving on to the Niners, Titans. Josh Dobbs is back, baby.
Oh my, harassing me. I should have reported you on Instagram for sending me that message.
It's Josh Dobbs' season. He threw a pick. Imagine that. He also ran for a touchdown. 146 yards, 14 to 20. I do feel like if Josh Dobbs should be on any team, it's the 49ers. You know, another name that's been kind of resurfacing lately is Jordan Mason of the 49ers, and he did score today, and he got a lot of work as well. Did not look bad. So by a lot of work, I mean 6 touches, but 5.7 yards per carry. So he's kind of been resurfacing as with Eli Mitchell hurt, a guy who could come in and be the RB2 here.
He might be the RB1 with CMC hurt.
Sure. So, you know, I think if you're putting any stock to that, then there it is, I guess, in terms of this preseason game.
Shout out Matt Breida, 6 carries, 0 yards.
Yeah, Matt Breida did not look.
That's good. Crazy. He used to be a guy. Remember that?
I do remember that. Nothing really in terms of receiving that I think is relevant. Is it going to really matter for the Niners? No. Mason Rudolph's on the Titans. Jeez. Will Levis was 4 or 5 for 35 yards. Added 2 rushes for 3 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. So, like, you know, we got some good work out of Will Levis today. Promising enough. Malik Willis was the leading rusher for the Titans today. Interesting. Tony Pollard, technically on the ground, looked better than Tajee Spears, but Tajee Spears scored. So I think that's like a good representation of what we might actually see this offseason or this coming season when it comes to this backfield. So we'll find out. I think it's going to be frustrating at times. Sorry, let me make this draft pick.
Nothing receiving wise. Calvin Ridley, 1 catch, 22 yards.
Yeah, I mean, I think big thing here is we got positive drive out of Will Levis. Okay.
I had this crazy stat that Will Levis was worse than Kenny Pickett last year, like in efficiency ratings. And I was like, man, it does not feel that way.
Definitely does not. All right. I know you guys are going to like this one. Seahawks Chargers. Sam Howell season is here. Threw a touchdown. 16 to 27, 130 yards. That's my guy. Okay. I don't want to hear any Sam Howell hate in the chat. I love preseason. Sam Howell, 4.2 yards per carry on the ground, 17 rushing yards. Come on. It's going to be the best QB2 in the league.
Put him in the Hall of Fame.
There we go. Charbs had 2 carries for 6 yards. Kenny McIntosh, a guy who I really liked coming out of college last year, 8 carries, 40 yards, 5 yards per carry. Not bad. In terms of receiving work, JSN had 2 catches. Jake Bobo had a catch. Laviska Shenault is on the Seahawks. Did not know that. But other than that, there's no one that I really think is worth mentioning. Kenny McIntosh had a catch, 2 catches for a yard. Not good. In terms of the Chargers, the quarterback play was really bad. I mean, Herbert didn't play, but it was like it was pretty abysmal outside of that. Easton Stick, Max Duggan, Luis Perez, all bad. No one completed more than 5 passes. No one threw a touchdown.
No one threw over 65 yards.
Yeah. Jarrett Patterson had 7 touches. I don't know. The Chargers just, yeah, there's nothing here. They had scored 3 points. I mean, it's preseason game. Let's not overreact, but it was, there's like nothing for us to talk about. Saints Cardinals. Spencer Rattler's 9 of 17. Jake Hayner was 9 of 13. Then Derek Carr was 2 of 6.
Woo, yeah.
Carr did not look promising. James Robinson's on the Saints. Jeez. Remember James Robinson?
Yeah.
Jordan Mims was the best rusher today behind James Robinson. Jamal Williams got 6 touches for 20 yards. Spencer Rattler did run for a touchdown for anyone who cares.
I'm glad Spencer Rattler, the hype around him can calm the hell down because that was a mid-ass game today. And everyone's like, oh my God, he's going to be the best quarterback behind Caleb Williams in this draft during camp.
Sorry, I just realized I had to
pick.
Oh, I got 2 tight ends. Bro, I'm going 3 quarterbacks.
9 of 17. I've seen multiple people talking about Spencer Rattler on the socials, and every time I see it, I have to comment, you don't watch SEC football, do you?
Even I know Spencer Rattler is not like, I mean, don't get me wrong, anyone can be a guy, you know, but yeah, I've seen people like he's going to step in over Carr and be the starter this year and like take this team to the playoffs. And I'm like, come on, man.
It's like people who did not watch him in college. Like, he was a highly touted recruit. He had the goofy TV show that hurt his draft stock, and he looks good in camp. Like, if you watch him play actual games, he's just so mediocre, just painfully mediocre.
A.T. Perry looked pretty good. 4 catches, 85 yards, 21.2 yards per catch. Chris Olave had a catch. That's about it. That's it. Those are all the games. We got Broncos, Colts tomorrow, Cowboys, Rams tomorrow.
You didn't talk about Desmond Ritter, okay?
Oh, wait, I didn't do the Cardinals.
You didn't do the Cardinals.
Sorry.
Desmond Ritter.
Clayton Tune balling out. 15 of 24, 163 yards and a tutty. Desmond Ritter, the opposite, 4 of 9, 43 yards. Nothing. Michael Carter, remember him? Oh, Desmond Ritter ran the ball. I'm sorry.
Played running back today.
Yeah.
Played running back today.
Michael Carter was good on the ground, had a touchdown, 5.9 yards per carry. Trey Benson, 8 carries, 21 yards, 2.6 yards per carry. You got a lot of names here. DJ Dallas, Tony Jones, and this is not including Amari DeMarcado, who is getting like the good coach speak too. You got a lot of names behind James Conner here. And I think Carter is the type of player you could really surprise. And it's like, if he's producing, I worry about Trey Benson right now. If you're like really high on Trey Benson, I get it. I love him coming out of college, but this is a not great situation for Trey Benson. Long term, he could definitely be fine, but short term, like rookie season, someone in the chat had compared him to potentially having a Zach Charbonnet type year. I think that could be very real. Great prospect, good team, even fits the offense, but it's like, is the opportunity even going to be there? Receiving work for the Cardinals, there's nothing to talk about here. You didn't see any like Greg Dortch, Zay Jones. Obviously, did Marvin Harrison Jr. even play?
No, I don't.
Yeah, he didn't even play.
Dan Chinzania led them in receiving. Holy hell! Oh
yeah.
my God.
Tony Jones caught a tutty, but dang, they have Zach Pascal on this team. Oh my gosh, dude. It's gross.
They got this guy named T1 Palmer. Sounds like a relief pitcher for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on here that's hard to Oh my gosh, how did I just get sniped on Jordan Mason? I'll say Justice Hill. Dude, I was so excited to draft Jordan Mason after we just talked about him. Sorry. That hurt my feelings. This guy sniped me twice tonight. Guys, I will be running a second best ball mania after this for anyone who wants to get in. Okay. Let's go through some questions here. For the first time in my league, I actually had the 1.1. I'm undecided between CMC, CD, and Reek. Leaning Reek and CMC, but I'm not sure which to pick. Help, bro. Yeah, I think the big thing here is you have to determine your strategy. So think of it that way, right? Are you going to start your draft with a running back or a wide receiver? For me, from the 1.1 this year, I'm going C-Mac and I'm going hero running back. I just ran this so many times throughout the offseason that I just think hero running back from the 1.1 this year is really solid. You go C-Mac, then you draft 3 or 4 wide receivers. And then I think there's so much wide receiver value in those second, third, fourth round. And there's still plenty of good running backs that you can draft in those later rounds. So I would not worry about it. I have a video on the channel you go back and find where I draft from the 1.1. And then I also have a video from the 1.2 and the 1.3 that you'd probably find helpful, where I kind of talk about whether you go running back or wide receiver, what you can do to start your draft. I think from the 1.3, I start with C-Mac. It was a really weird mock draft, but you can go back, you can go find those mock draft videos. They're under videos, not streams, and they might help a little bit, even if they are a week or two old at this point. You don't have to pay attention to the players, but the actual strategies. So yeah, I just go hero running back. But if you want to start with a wide receiver, I go, if you go CD or Tyreek Hill, that's fine. The 1.1, I got to make the right choice. I mean, you do and you don't. I mean, your whole season is not going to be, determined by who you pick at the 1.1. It's really easy to beat yourself up if, you draft from the 1.1 and you don't hit on the number 1 overall player. Like, yeah, it's going to feel like crap, but it's not going to ruin your season potentially. It might, but probably won't. Trying to think of an ice cream themed name for your team, Cats. How am I supposed to answer this?
Trying to think of guys with ice cream names.
I'm actually trying to answer this, but we'll come back to this. What do you think about Zamir White? I love Zamir White. Jake, what's good up, man? Good to see you. Yeah, Zamir White is ADP. That's my dude. Yeah, 100%. Took him in this draft that we're currently in as my RB2. So Shane, good to see you. Yeah, CMC will be fine. But you always got to play the hypothetical, right? All right, I'm going to draft Will Shipley as my RB5. There's nothing to do with fantasy, but can you give my Seahawks a record prediction? Okay, we got a new Seahawks fan in the chat. Where's Tommy at?
I can.
I don't know their schedule off the top of my head. I have to look it up.
All right, you want to go? What you want to do is you want to go to After the Review Sports, hit that sub button, click that bell, because I will be breaking down all 32 teams' record predictions coming up here before the season.
I thought you might have already.
No, I do not. I do not have them all down. I literally just started writing stuff down, but I can look and give you kind of an eyeball.
Oh, yeah. I got to pull it up here too.
Let me look. I'll give you an eyeball.
I mean, I think they can come out 2-0. They got Denver and New England.
Oh, yeah.
And Miami, Detroit, tough. Giants could be a win. San Fran, tough. Atlanta, Buffalo, Rams.
1, 2.
This is a tough schedule. San Fran, Arizona, Jets, Arizona, Packers, Minnesota, Chicago, Rams. So let's see. Let's say 1, 2, 3. Got to be an upset somewhere in here. We'll go 4. 5. No, they're going to beat the Vikings. That team's not beating anyone. So.
That is looking at dude playing the Packers, Vikings, and Bears 3 straight weeks in a row to end the season is horrendous. It's awful because Green Bay is probably going to be in a playoff race. Minnesota, who knows? I could not tell you what we're going to look like December 22nd. I'll tell you, I'll be there. And then the Bears, like Caleb Williams will probably have it like some sort of competent quarterback play at that point. So that'll be the Bears are going to be a lot better at the end of the season than they are at the beginning of the season, I believe. So that's tough. I know I heard a couple people pick them to win the division. Like they think the Niners are falling off here. And they like this defense is they think the defense is gonna be nice. McDonald quarterback.
Chat. Sorry, Pete. I'll be entering the next draft at 11:12 a.m. It is late, but I'm
getting the draft.
Oh, it's that time. 9 spots, Best Ball Mania, 32nd per pick if you guys want to draft with me. Yeah, this is kind of a tough schedule, but I think the main thing is how do they perform against these like playoff teams, you know, teams like San Fran, Buffalo, the Rams, Detroit, Miami. That first 9-game stretch is so crucial because they have some very winnable games. They have some really tough games too, but if they're responding well, then you know, I think they have a shot to I mean, everyone sleeps on us every year. NFL analyst has us going 7-10. I think 7-10 is doable because you got to imagine some of these games are going to be upsets.
Who do they play good against in the division? There's always a team in the division somebody plays good against. I know they play terrible against the Rams, so that's kind of a problem.
The Rams.
Yeah, the Rams are kind of kick their ass every
I put
year.
them in my head. Let's see. Okay, so let's say they beat Denver, New England.
Lose to Miami and Detroit.
Beat the Giants.
Maybe they split Miami and Detroit.
No, I think they lose.
Fair.
Lose to San Fran. Then it's like they got at Atlanta. I think they lose that game. Let's say they beat Buffalo. Why not?
Buffalo's been known to lose games.
Lose to the Rams, bye week, lose to the Niners. Say they get one against Arizona.
Yeah, they beat up on Arizona, I think.
At the Jets, lose. At Arizona, lose to Green Bay. Lose to Minnesota.
Say it. Just say it. Well, if JJ McCarthy's quarterback, they're definitely losing.
Minnesota, Chicago, I think are winnable games, but losable games. Man,
Chicago's on a short week too, I think. Yeah, it is. They play Chicago 4 days after they play Minnesota.
So I'm gonna say, like, I mean, how many games did the Seahawks win last year?
Not a lot. 9, 8. They didn't make the playoffs. They blew it.
Yeah, I'm looking at like 6-ish wins here, and I think that's pretty realistic.
The inside from Seahawks camp is defense good, offense a lot to be desired.
Yeah, we'll see. Neither of us gave you an either prediction, but that's our prediction.
I will have a full real prediction in a couple weeks.
Pete will actually be doing it on his channel. What's up, Yick? In a half PPR 6-point passing league, would you rather take Lamar or Andrews in the 4th, assuming in round 5 your options are Stroud, AR, Kincaid? I would take Lamar than Kincaid.
Yeah. Oh, I will take Andrews and Stroud.
That's fair too.
Probably wait on Stroud.
Yeah, I think both are good, but I prefer Lamar Kincaid.
See, I think Lamar, like running quarterbacks lose a little bit of value, I think, in like 6-point passing leagues.
I guess that's fair.
A little bit of value, but Lamar doesn't run a lot. He only had 5 rushing touchdowns last year.
But also, like, if they're running for touchdowns, it kind of evens out. But yeah, like he only had 5 rushing touchdowns last year. And Derrick Henry's going to score 20 touchdowns.
He's going to get every red zone touchdown.
Yeah. So, I think both are fine. That was like my next thought is like, yeah, if you go Andrews and just getting Stroud there is beautiful too. Okay, PM Chunk. Sorry, another super chat here. Thank you. I've got Jaden starting, but Baker and Stafford or Geno. You get 1 point for every 8 yards rushing. Oh, nice.
Okay.
I think you kind of split Baker or Stafford. I prefer both.
I like that bench. That's a good bench to have with Jaden.
Yeah. If you have Jaden, like, yeah, you're gonna want to start him. It is a really interesting point addition there. But that's fine. I think Baker's more likely to run than Stafford, but I don't think you're gonna like really be banking on Baker getting you those extra points from this, or Stafford or Geno for that matter. So, yeah, I think you got to kind of look. Do you prefer the Buccaneers or the Rams offense this year? I think the Rams offense, as long as everyone's healthy, will be better. But I like Baker. You know, I prefer Stafford overall though. Yeah, I'll just say it. Make a choice, but
Commit.
Baker's fine.
Yeah.
I'd roster Stafford for now. I think Baker's a guy you can get off the waiver wire if you need to. So Fields, Wilson are available. I still go Stafford just because I think he's going to be the best overall.
And he has good good offense, good weapons.
Best offense for sure.
Always a good decision.
Yeah, I don't understand when you have a player like even like Malik Neighbors in the preseason game. It's like, how do you not target Malik Neighbors or Marvin Harrison? Like, if I'm this backup quarterback, it's like those are the two guys. I'm just gonna throw it up to them. You know, it's like I don't understand Marvin Harrison not getting any targets from Ritter, but I guess that explains it. It's because it's Ritter.
There you go. You answer your own question.
Yeah. NFC North is scary, says Cats.
Not on defense. Offense. I think all 4 teams' defenses are pretty bad.
That is definitely true. Packers overrated.
Packers super overrated. The Lions defense, the Lions secondary might be worse than Minnesota secondary.
The big thing with the Lions too is like their run defense was not good last year. People think of that team as like this Dan Campbell, like, you know,
Dan Campbell's an offensive guy. People don't know that.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell played tight end.
But at the same time, like you look at him, you think defense, you know. But yeah,
yeah, he looks like a linebacker or something.
Go back to the I mean, like they almost lost the Buccaneers, you know, and they did lose to the Niners because essentially of their defense.
Yeah, their defense
was their run defense really top 5?
Maybe because people were chasing them.
Dude, I thought I really remembered their run defense being bad last year.
Well, people also stopped running the ball against them. People just stopped running the ball. They just threw all over that secondary.
Hold on, I gotta fact check myself, but I gotta make a.
Nick Mullins threw for like 1,000 yards in 2 games against them.
Go Olave here. Barkley's super tempting. Okay, this is I don't understand how the NFL website is the worst website ever.
Yeah, it's not
Never
good.
use anything on that website.
Not good to look at stats either.
Yeah.
Really bad to look at stats.
Okay, I don't know what website I just went to. Team rankings, but that was also awful.
And stat reference, Football Reference don't have like team stats.
That's the thing. I feel like this should not be so hard to check. Like this should just come up right away.
Well, defensive stats are always a pain in the ass.
I know.
To find. Yards. Rushing. They were 5th in rushing last year.
Okay.
And the Bears were 2nd.
I remember them being worse, but I'm not always correct.
I mean, they were pretty bad total defense. That's why.
So okay, I take my point is not valid.
But you have to look at actually. I'm gonna have to think. Man, I'm actually gonna have to do like.
I didn't like. There's some really good wide receivers and Derrick Henry's here, but I like never draft Kyron, so I'm gonna draft him here. Anyways,
You have to like kind of see how many attempts. It doesn't have like rushing attempts because like I think teams just stopped running the ball against them if I remember correctly, and just threw against those terrible DBs, which is so it's like, oh, we're not giving up rushing yards. Well, you're giving up 500 passing yards a game.
Maybe it was the opposite. Maybe their run defense started bad, then got really good, and that's why I'm remembering it that way. There's got to be an explanation because I'm a genius. Cup and Puka drafted back to back. Is that Puka injury scaring people off? Dude, it is. And the Cup, where Cooper Cup is getting drafted right now, and Underdog is crazy. The Cup hype is for real, for sure, especially on Underdog. So. Yes. To answer your question.
Cooper Kupp is the hype.
Yeah. Honestly, when I did that skyrocketing video to start last week and I put Kupp like on the thumbnail and as the number one player, that was kind of pure speculation. Not pure speculation, but partly speculation because there had been a lot of good reports about Kupp, and then the Puka injury happened. And then like I actually saw it happen in real time and I was like, nice, good call. Smart guy.
Genius.
More to do with Lions secondary and Lions offense jumping ahead.
That's what I thought.
By the way, Jason, I see you in the draft. I'm watching you. Secondary was all-time bad last year, but very improved. Probably league average or better this year.
Who did they add? They didn't add anybody. They got cooked by the Giants. That's all I know. The Giants cooked them. And that's the Giants.
I love that we're like in depth breaking down the Lions defense here.
That division, I stand by it. That division's defenses are so overrated. They're bad. They're going to be bad. It's going to be an offensive scoring fest, those division games.
We got Carlton Davis, Ennis Rakestraw.
They still got the dirtiest player in the league, Kirby Joseph, back there, so that's good to know.
That's true. Brian Branch is back there.
He's got potential.
Terrion Arnold
was awful.
Yeah, first two picks for cornerbacks. I remember that.
I think I had Arnold as my third corner. Second, he might have been my second corner.
Steven, was definitely Stephen Gilmore is tripping me out because
it's not Stephon Gilmore. It's not Stephon Gilmore. Who's about to be a Minnesota Viking, by the way. Let's go.
Yeah. So yeah, they drafted in the secondary.
But it's like, okay, again, you didn't add anybody. You added some rookies. Like, I'm never gonna trust. Like, you're very rarely gonna see like Sauce Gardner. So just step in and be a lockdown corner for people. It takes some time.
Why were we talking about this again?
Because the NFC North is gonna be nasty, and they said they had.
That's what
I was like, those defenses are terrible.
I honestly forgot for a second. It was my bad. I said
we could just make fun of the Packers. They are. I agree with you. Just Jair Alexander is the most overrated corner in football.
Oh man. Top 10 in yards per carry too. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. Tresner, we've been.
Where are they in carries, Cats? Like total carries for the year.
We've been talking Lions over here.
Well, I feel like we haven't given the Lions any love. And we're talking defense, which is not productive, but it's interesting.
Dude, I also never draft Kelsey, and he's here. I'm going to draft him.
And draft him.
I'm going to switch. This is going to be a weird team. Because I actually liked that last draft I did. Tresner, what team do you think will be the worst in the NFC North? Cats, are you a Lions fan?
Yeah. Oh my God, Cats. I can't be Cats' friend anymore.
Even recall that, but
yeah, why did I think Cats was a Jaguars fan? Just because of the Trevor Lawrence tie?
This guy took Mahomes from me. Jerk.
I have to look back if I had Arnold second or third. I know I had Quinion Mitchell first, but he's saying second. I might have had Cooper DeJean ahead of Terrion Arnold. I don't think I could have done. You know what? I don't think I could have put a white corner ahead of a non-white corner. I don't think I could have done that. So you're probably right. I was
Trust-
definitely thinking free agency. You guys are right. I was definitely my mind was on who do they add that's going to be like a start, like an impact upgrade.
fair. It's been settled here. Things have settled down.
I don't know who's going to be worse. All 14. I could see all 4 teams making the playoffs in that division, and I could see all 4 teams except for I could see the other 3 teams finishing last place. I don't think the Lions could finish in last place, but I could see them missing the playoffs.
I think the Vikings will be the worst.
Probably. We'll beat the Bears. Everybody has a route to 10 wins in that division.
All I know is the Commanders are going to win more games than the Vikings this year.
Are they?
Yeah.
Hopefully they finish in the same spot, and then we go play in Washington, and I fly out there. We do a live show, and I just bully Jaden Daniels for 3.5 hours.
Dude, I will go with you if that happens.
That's the whole point.
Am I dumb to think that Gibbs can have a better PPR season than Bijan or Brees? No, not necessarily. Am I crazy to select him 3rd overall? Yes. Yeah. I'm still going Bijan or Brees here. I don't think you're crazy, but I think Montgomery's presence still makes me too nervous to go Gibbs in front of Bijan or Brees. Yeah, I mean, the thing is too, like in a full PPR 14 team, like you're gonna have a lot of people say that you should go like just go Tyreek Hill there, or go Amon-Ra, or go.
I would go a wide receiver there. I would not go with a running back there.
Like I think it's okay if you just want to get one of these 2 studs gone, but I don't think I'm gonna go Gibbs 3rd overall. In a 14 team, like in a 12 team, if you want to go Bijan or Brees, fair. But I'm not going Gibbs in a 12 team, So yeah, I don't think you're crazy, but I wouldn't select them 3rd. Where do you think Hawkinson will most likely be taken in drafts? This is a good question, you boy. At the moment, I have not seen his ADP change at all.
Still sitting in the back end, like
yeah, he's a guy that's going late. It's gonna really depend on the reporting between now and when your league drafts.
The reporting is positive. Like I had Hawkinson, we had him like week 12, week 4.
I remember.
Yeah, and now it's sounding like week 5, week 4, maybe week 6.
Yeah, I think the most logical thing is to set them until week 7 because the bye week's week 6.
The bye is week 6. Yeah, coming back after they come back from London.
I would say if you draft Hawkinson, that's what you should be like contingent on, is not having him until week 7. But there's definitely a chance he comes back before week 7. So, yeah. It's going to really depend on like what type of specific reporting we get between now and whenever you draft, whether you draft next week or the night before kickoff. It's got to wait.
It also depends what the Vikings do. Like it really depends on how the Vikings start their season. Like when Hawkinson's coming back.
Sure.
If they start off good, Hawkinson's coming back. If they start off really bad, they're gonna rest him, get him healthy, get JJ McCarthy in.
We shall see. We got the Lions fans out in the chat.
Jesus, everybody, this is the NFC North chat. I need J. I would never think I need a Bears fan in here. Get J-Dub in here.
Evens it out. And then when Spencer comes back around, which he will when the season starts, he's going to be our loudest Packers fan per usual.
Yes, I'm sure. We have. This is the NFC. This is an NFC North group and a Seahawks group.
We got a lot of Ravens fans in the chat too.
There you go. 3rd least carries against. Thank you, Cats. That's the big number.
Tristan, I got Hill or Amon-Ra 3rd overall, depending which one is there. Love that. Yeah. Before you start pooping on Amon-Ra 3rd overall, I believe he's finishing wide receiver 1.
No, that's fine.
He can. Yeah, I don't have anything against that.
I don't think he's going to finish wide receiver 1, but yeah, I'd take on. I have no problem taking on.
I mean, I take him at 4 tonight. I've done this plenty of times. I don't know who I'm taking with this next pick. I guess I'm taking Watson.
There's just too many men. You know what? Detroit is like the most bizarre, like from a fantasy standpoint, if you look at it. So you have Amon-Ra, who people are projecting as a, top 3 receiver. You have Laporta, people are projecting as a top 2 tight end. But nobody likes Jared Goff. Like, somebody has to throw them the ball, guys.
I think actually people do like Jared Goff. But I get what you're saying, where people still have him ranked like middle. Like they're not saying he's gonna.
He's like in the 12 to 14 range. It feels like a quarterback.
Which is crazy because the last 2 years he's been QB 10, QB 7. So really, like, if like you're saying, and he should be finishing like QB 5 this year. So,
and especially if they give Gibbs more touches, like if Gibbs is getting more snaps than Monty, especially compared to last year, like Gibbs he could catch the football. Monty's not catching a screen for a touchdown. Gibbs can take a screen 30 yards for a touchdown.
Unless they're playing the Chargers. Monty did that last year, but that was the Chargers.
That game was like in the 80s, wasn't it? It was like 40. That game was like 45-45. I remember that game.
Chargers defense.
Chargers. This is Brandon Staley. Okay, we don't talk about him. We don't talk about the mean bad man anymore in this show.
PM Chunk, Jets fan. We have zero optimism.
There you go. The Jets are my second team. Whole other side of my family is Jets.
I want the Jets to be good this year. I want the Rodgers thing. I hate what we got last year. What a smack to the face we got last year. Even as like just as football fans.
Got robbed. We got cheated. But good. You're a true Jets fan. Zero optimism. Assuming the Jets are going to blow it and suck. That's what I like to say. That's what I like to hear.
Can't be a Lions fan and secondary Packers fan. Oh, that's Jason. Yeah, now that the maybe like the past 10 years, but now that the Lions win games, he can't.
Yeah, nobody's allowed to be a Lions fan. There were three of it's every year. It's like the Chiefs. There was like 6 Chiefs fans and 3 Lions fans. Now everybody, all my friends, like, I'm bandwagon Lions, like I'm rooting for the Lions. I'm like, you dicks. Just because the Cowboys suck.
Don't hop on the Washington train too early.
I would hop on the Eagle train, even though I hate the Eagles.
I do. One of my best friends is a big Eagles fan, so I would like, well, when the Eagles,
the worst people. Philly is the worst people. It's garbage humans. I live there, guys. Terrible.
He does not meet the criteria of your typical Eagles fan at all, though.
He
makes you want to actually root for the Eagles.
No, like not possible.
When the Eagles beat the Patriots, I was like really happy for him. But also, like when the Eagles beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, it was like they beat Tom Brady. It was like no one was really.
I hate that. Such. Oh my god, they shouldn't even have been in that game.
Yeah,
Matt Ryan.
I forgot.
Matt Ryan blew that. Matt Ryan blew it. They had them beat. Matt Ryan had that team beat in the divisional round, and then they started throwing batteries at all the Viking fan stories from Philly. Like they can't even go back to Philly. It was that bad. Eagle fans have problems. Those are just garbage people.
I would never want to go to a Philly game,
dude. The old Vet Stadium. Just like it used to be so much worse. I haven't been to the link, but not great.
People got JMO finishing top 24. Man, I'm
looking at it.
I'm a JMO fan for sure, but yeah, I'm not putting him top 24. I'm just trying to think of like all the wide receivers he would have to finish in front of. Like I really like JMO where he goes, but yeah. If Amon-Ra, Gibbs, Laporta, and JMO beat ADP, Goff got to be top 5. Someone's overvalued.
JMO probably overvalued.
My fear is that it's Gibbs.
Maybe Monty. Yeah, maybe Monty undervalued. That could be.
Or Laporta, like, because really Laporta, the big thing with Laporta last year, when you really break it down, was the touchdowns. I mean, 10 touchdowns. Other than that, he only had 889 receiving yards and 86 receptions. I
mean, that's still pretty good for a tight end.
It is.
But that's perfect, though, because of how they run the ball. Like, you just run play action and bang to the tight end. And that's how he's only going to be better at getting open and running those routes.
just saying, like fantasy wise, like
Well,
you take away half those touchdowns. Like,
oh no, I don't. I think he gets more. Maybe he gets more
uh,
touchdowns.
no, that could happen too. Man, if JMO's here, by the way, I might have to take Jameson Williams. All right, I mean, okay. Go Lions. I got JMO and Amon Ra. I had to take off. Growing up, Lions home games were blacked out because Silverdome never sold out, so local TV was always the Packers game. My freshman year, as far as rookie year, it's odd, but Packs are number 2.
I remember when the NFL used to block out local games. What an insane time that used to be.
I mean, now you can barely got to like get a Peacock subscription and a Fire Stick and Amazon Prime and Netflix. Dude, literally, to watch the Christmas game this year, you have to have Netflix.
So
Chiefs
if you
do.
get a yearly subscription, there's like 3 there's like 3 games on Christmas Netflix. But if you get like a yearly subscription to everything that it requires to get the NFL to watch every NFL game, it's $600.
Are you serious?
Yeah, $600 for actually yeah, $600 for it might be the year, it might be for the season, but it's $600 to get every app that you need. Get Amazon Prime, Peacock, Netflix, and Sunday Ticket. YouTube TV with Sunday Ticket.
Now that is upsetting to me.
But still cheaper than going to any individual game.
Sure. Because yeah, for me, it's like, I mean, I'm just gonna watch Red Zone, but then it's like I have to have all the primetime games, and it's like that's when it gets confusing. And even for Red Zone, like to have YouTube TV and the Red Zone package, it's like $65-$70 a month. It's like,
Yeah, I'm a Sunday Ticket guy forever. So,
see, I just watch Red Zone. You know, I'm like, I don't need to watch the full games.
dude, the YouTube TV Sunday Ticket is game changer. And now that
Actually,
you can pick the games in your mix this year.
that I
Oh
agree
my
with.
god, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good that I can pick what 4 games I have on my mix.
That layout is super nice. That I can get behind for sure. Lions should be the new America team. Ooh. I mean, deep down inside, everyone roots for the Lions, except for Vikings fans and Packers
I
fans.
don't think anybody's rooting for the Lions this year. They did like last year was the good story. Everyone's gonna be against the Lions this year. This is how this works. Welcome to real football. I know the Lions haven't been here ever. Welcome to the pit of misery.
It's a
Here with
tougher
it.
schedule this year for sure.
It's just like people aren't gonna feel good about them. It's like people are gonna be like, F the screw the Lions.
Want to be the underdogs, yeah. Speaking of, I'm drafting like a Lions team over here. So
That's my biggest question mark on the Lions. Can they handle actually being the hunted and not the hunters? Because they gonna be hunted.
Definitely not Gibbs. Goff is undervalued. Gibbs getting 2K from scrimmage, calling it. Could happen. I mean, Bijan Brees Gibbs probably most likely. I think Laporte is pretty overvalued. Should be tied in 2 to 3. I actually think that's fair. I think the stat is if Ferguson caught all the red zone targets he had last year, he would have finished as a tight end 1.
Yeah, well, Dak Prescott sucks. I don't know what to tell everybody.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Only when he's throwing to my tight end, Jake Ferguson.
Can we get an over/under wins total bet for the Lions from Pete?
God, everyone's trying to get me now. Go subscribe to my channel. I know most of you have. I'll have the full predictions. I literally pick all 260 something games, guys. Like I just go through the schedule and pick every outcome and I spit it out. Over under, I think Vegas has it at like 10.5, which is high. I would say safe. I think the Lions win 10 games this year. It's like I'll take 10. Just from a safe conservative. I think the Lions win 10 games.
Do you think they win the division?
I can't tell. I don't know. I don't know. I do not know.
Fair.
I haven't looked at everybody's schedule enough. I don't think anybody is going to be like Green Bay is so, I don't know. You know me. I'm obviously biased, but I'm not. Jordan Love played good for 8 games. I've been arguing with Packer fans. He played good for 8 games. He was really bad for the rest of those games, and he was terrible in the playoff game against San Francisco. Anybody who tells me it was the kicker's fault, I won't. Don't talk to me. Jordan Love was just bad against the Niners in that playoff game. But yeah, I think the biggest thing is the Lions question mark is all mental and off the field stuff. Is not roster construction. They have a top 2 roster, probably top 3 roster, especially offensively. So
I think the Packers can easily win that division.
that's everyone likes. Everyone likes.
Really? I would assume everyone likes the Lions.
No, you know the rules. The rules are you can't. It's hard to reap. We got to pick new teams to win the divisions, new teams to make the
Fair.
playoffs. And people have the same fears, like the Lions. Like, how do you deal with actually people, giving a shit about you on their? You are now the team. Like, oh, we need to go play the Lions and beat the Lions on the schedule. Like, Rams week 1, awful match. Sunday Night Football, Rams. It's in Detroit, but that's an awful matchup. Like Sean McVay. Now Puka's hurt, so that kind of helps. But Sean McVay, all that time, I hate that. I hate that matchup. Tampa Bay, it's a good game. Arizona early, that's also fine. Seattle, I like that game too. That's another primetime game. At the Cowboys, kind of a weird game. At the Vikings, probably split that game. Titans, that's a winnable game. Then you get the Packers, Texans, Jags, Colts. I don't want to play the Jags, Colts, and Bears late because those are teams that could be really good at that point in time. Like they play the Bears twice super late, which really kind of sucks because I think that's when the Bears are going to be good.
Sorry, I'm making a draft pick.
Good. I can go on more rants, guys. I can talk.
I know you can talk.
I can shout out. Let me shout out since we got all the Lions fans, go check out Lions Talk Live. Dan, my man, he's been really good to me, another person out there. And his channel has kind of blown up, but he is Mr. Lions all the time. Streams Lion. I think he live streams every morning. But he's Mr. Lions over there. I've been on the show a couple times to talk this exact stuff.
Do I really think the Packers can beat the Lions in general?
They always do. Yes, 50-50. They always do.
Or just in terms of the division. Yeah, I think they can.
Didn't they beat them? Yeah, they beat them last year. Remember Detroit finally won in Lambeau, and it was like, oh my gosh, we beat the crap out of them on Thursday Night Football in Lambeau, and then they lost Thanksgiving to the Packers.
I mean, I probably would take the Lions right now to win the division, but I'm just saying, I think the Packers can also win that division. I'm not going to say that the Bears or Vikings. I mean, you never know. NFL is so weird, but I think the Lions Packers had to be the favorites in that division. He did throw a touchdown in the preseason. You are correct. Man, I'm really contemplating trying to push Jared Goff. Now I'm not. It's too risky. It's just no one else. The only other team that has a reason to take him would be, I guess, the Gibbs team technically does. They don't have. They just got Burrow, and then
nobody is taking Goff from you.
Well, no, the Laporta team just has Kyler. I'm not risking it. Taking Goff. I got Amon-Ra and J-Mo on this team.
This is a Lions team.
I ended up with Watson and Romeo Dobbs too.
Oh.
This is a weird team. That's all good.
It's everyone we're talking about. That's how it goes.
My problem with drafting wide receiver first round in full PPR 14-team league is that the drop in value running backs after round 2 is awful. I mean, that's fair too. I mean, in 14-teamers, you're going to be able to find more value at wide receiver because wide receiver 2s and 3s are playable. So your point's fair. But I think if you want to go running back to start, you go Bijan or Breece Hall.
Can you trade that pick?
Yeah, if you can trade picks.
Slide back to 6, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you want to go running back, I think what you're saying is fair. There's a lot of good wide receiver value. Even a 14-team in league or in rounds 2 and 3 at least. So I haven't played in a 14-team. Actually,
it depends how people go with the receivers. You could definitely have Derrick Henry, Pacheco, or Etienne sitting there. And so if you go Tyreek and then you get one of those 3 running backs, I'm very happy in a 14-teamer.
Yeah. It's tough. We're not last year clear division favorites from the start of the year. Yeah, I guess you guys were.
Were they? They were not clear division favorites to start the year. That's not true. That is not a factual statement. Minnesota and Detroit were very close in the gambling market. They were not a clear favorite to start.
Yeah, Kirko, yeah.
Yeah. The Vikings were coming off a 13-win season.
And people like the
Bears
too.
Yeah.
Fields, DJ Moore.
They went the whole way. And people liked picking them, but the Vegas numbers were very close to start the season.
Lions fans should just be grateful they're actually a watchable team and didn't ruin Thanksgiving. They lost on Thanksgiving. They did ruin Thanksgiving.
They ruined their thing. That is the funniest thing. It's like the greatest season they had in 70 years, and they still lost on Thanksgiving to the Packers.
I had a parlay on Thanksgiving Day, and everything hit except for Lions money line.
And that felt like the easiest bet because the Packers were not playing good at that point, I don't think.
No.
I think that's kind of what turned the Packers season around, or kind of spurred them on into the playoffs.
Worst 13-win season of all time.
That's not true. Didn't the Steelers win 13 games?
I mean,
Steelers won 13 games one year. They started 11-0 one year. That team was way worse.
Just a disappointing year. The fact that
they lost to the Giants. Yeah, they had the worst defensive coordinator in football who is never going to work in the NFL again.
Yeah.
That offense was good, though.
What am I going to do with this draft?
I will not be bullied by a team who's made the playoffs twice in my lifetime. Has won 2 playoff games in my lifetime. I will not be bullied by them.
They're here to bully you. Best
That's
believe
cute.
it.
I told you. Just welcome to the pit of misery, Lions fans. You've grown up like the rest of us. Welcome to the pit of misery.
Am I gonna have to draft Zeke? Like, I don't want to. I'm just not. I want to draft Hawkinson. Since he has the same bye week as Kelsey, so I'm to draft the third tight end, but whatever. Go Vikings. I was hoping to draft Gibbs since last year. Just loved to watch him as a player, and I'm always late pick my drafts, but this year got an early pick. Guess it's time to change strategy. I mean, Tresner says go for it, draft Gibbs if that's if you want him. That's why fantasy is fun. We don't have to all draft the same. And I do always say, like, at the end of the day, when you're in the first round, identify that running back or wide receiver that you want to start your draft with and draft them. I mean, if it's Gibbs for you, then draft Gibbs, because if Gibbs finishes as the RB, if he finishes ahead of Bijan and Brees, then you're gonna look like a genius. I mean, I'm not totally against it. I just prefer Hall or Bijan before Gibbs. But
fantasy's played for fun. What?
It's a degree, yeah.
No, I don't know. I'm cynical at this point. It's for money and beating up your friends.
It's true. It's easy for me to say when I'm in 20 leagues and have 100 underdog drafts. To a degree, it's like, yeah, if I have one team where I take Gibbs ahead of Hall and Bijan, doesn't really affect me. But there are leagues where I would certainly not do that because there's too much money or friends.
Yeah. It's fun beating my friends. It's not worth the risk. I need to beat them.
Should be able to draft Dan Campbell. Dude, what if you could draft a coach?
There are leagues that have coaches. You get a point for a win, I think. If the team wins, you get a point.
I'm going to add that to a league this year. Which, by the way, guys, I do have spots open in the Catch Fam. League number 5, the final league of the season. 7 spots open, actually. It's a pretty decent league for the 5 people in here. $20 buy-in, full PPR, double flex, like we run every year. All the other leagues for the year are filled. Auction league is filled. Superflex is filled. All the dynasty leagues are filled. So it's the only one left for the year. But if you guys want in, let me know in the chat. Let me know on Discord. Got to get that filled. All right. Here's my team. We got Goff, Amon-Ra, J-Mo, Kyron, Kamara, Gus Bus, Chuba, Amon-Ra, Lave, Xavier Worthy, Watson, J-Mo, Dobbs, Kelsey, and Hawkinson. Interesting. I wanted a weird team, so that's what we got. Get in the league, everyone. Do it.
Get in the league. Too bad you guys can't play me.
Are you guys on the Discord? Because I prefer to send the link on the Discord. Here, I can send the Discord link.
Drop it in the chat.
I know. I just don't like sending it in the chat.
Oh.
But if I have to, I'll do it. Just like then,
Everyone's
like
a sub. Everyone's a sub, isn't it? Subs on.
I guess that's true. I'll just send it in the chat. Who cares?
You can just kick them if they misbehave in the Discord. It's fine.
That's true.
You're the big boss. I'll kick them. I'll tell them go away. I'll be the bad guy.
Get in the dang Discord.
Get in the Discord.
Get the dang Discord. I'm too tired to do the actual voice.
We did it for the draft, guys.
I know.
It's 2 a.m. over there.
I know. I don't know. I did not mean to stream this late, but it doesn't matter.
It's a party. We're having fun.
All I'm gonna do tomorrow is wake up and edit fantasy football content, then make fantasy football content, then go to the gym and then stream. So
fun.
We're good.
We are good. We'll have a short coming out sometime tomorrow and a video probably. We got content.
We are loaded for the week. All right, someone joined the sleeper league, so
nice.
Find out who it is.
You got to send me. Am I still doing the auction league? You got to send me an invite to that so I can join.
I think you're in there.
Am I? Jeez, did you just put me in there?
Let me look. Yeah, you joined. Yeah. But I meant to tell you it's a keeper league, so I got to remember what team you took over because you got to pick your keeper. So I'll figure that out tomorrow.
I was like, oh my god.
I'll try and get all the keeper leagues, everyone's keeper in officially tomorrow.
Okay. I had no idea. I did not join this. You put me in here.
You're forced.
Harassment.
Yeah.
This is harassment. Actually, I might have clicked the link. I don't remember.
Kat says late night stream is goated. I used to every Saturday do a late night. Like go back to the first year of the channel. I used to do a super late stream every Saturday, especially in season.
I was gonna say, I was like, "You're trolling me with this draft position, right?" But I was like, "It doesn't matter. It's an auction." I know.
Yeah.
You're trolling me with the 1-2 pick.
It's randomized, but no, I forgot.
I got 1-2 again. That's hilarious. That's just a troll.
But yeah, it literally.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I know how an auction draft works.
Because no, it's just funny because when I first said it, I was like, "Oh man, it is kind of weird," but it does not matter.
I'm telling you, Sleeper hates me.
Let me actually look.
I'm picking at 6 in the redraft.
All right, Jason and Tresner got in the league. Let's go. Perfect. I haven't set a draft date yet, Tresner, and I haven't set up the league safe. It will be a $20 buy-in. I usually wait till there's a full league before I set the league safe stuff up. But it's just $20 to join, so not bad. I gotta remember if you're taking over Nick's team or Godfather's team. Because Oh no, Nick is playing. Oh, so you took Godfather's team. Easy enough. So if you go on Discord, it's posted. You just gotta scroll back a little bit, but I can read you your options.
Where
I
is it
think
in the
you just gotta scroll up. You'll find it.
which where is
You got Burrow at 15, Najee at 21, Brees at 26,
that's
Garrett Wilson at 47, Lundo at 27. He was really high on the Jets offense last year. Komet at 4. Just take Dalvin Cook at 11.
yeah, he
Uh,
doesn't play football anymore.
I know. Pickens at 15, Dobbins at 19, McLaurin at 9. You got A Rich at 3. I'd probably just keep A Rich. Davis at 2 or Bigsby at 1. So Burrow at 15 is okay. Komet at 4 is okay. Pickens at 15 is okay. McLaurin at 9. Actually, McLaurin at 9 is.
I'm trying to look at this. What chat is this under in the Discord?
Oh, sorry. Announcements.
Oh, no, it's under. It is under announcements. Okay.
You just gotta scroll up, find it.
Superflex auction. Okay, thank you. Then I got a Godfather's team. Okay. Hmm. Okay. I'll look. A Rich at $3. That's not bad. That is not bad.
Nah, that's. I would honestly probably do that.
Yeah. I'd have to look at Brees and London too, what they're going for. Because Brees at $26 feels pretty cheap, and that's an RB1.
Honestly, yeah, for what Brees is gonna go for this year, that's actually.
Yeah,
I
that
might
feels
actually
like
stay
half.
Brees Hall.
Yeah, that feels like half price. It feels like Brees is probably going to go somewhere in the 40 to 50 range.
Yeah, that's actually not too shabby.
I'll think about it. I can learn. It's going to be fun.
It's always a good time.
It's always a good time to beat me in fantasy. Prove I know nothing.
All right, throwing my queue together here.
Tell me why.
I'm still alive.
Too bad I quit drinking, man. We could be getting blitzed.
Me?
No, just me in general. I said too bad I quit. I could be getting blitzed on the Sunday night stream, on the late night stream. Having fun.
I do remember that.
I like to sometimes do. No drinking. We got to get in shape, guys. We got to get more in shape.
Did Jordan Mason did already get drafted? Jeez, dude.
It's a little aggressive.
Dude, the preseason hype just does things to your soul. He went at 169. His ADP is usually like final round. Tristan says I didn't know it was 20. Dude, we need you. We need you in the league. Cat says pick number 3. You can't trade in the redraft leagues. Shut up.
Are you kidding me? I mean, Cats is in that league too. Jesus, that league is the gauntlet.
League 2 is pretty intense.
That league is insane.
Yeah, it's Cats, Kuda, Tommy, Cameron, Perk, Chase, Wellner, Speezy is like really aggressive in a good way. Good drafter. Box and the Jack, Chance, Foster's, Reverse, and me and you.
Yeah, that's an insane league. Oh my god, that league is gonna be so sweaty.
Yeah, that league is.
There's no shame in being bad at it. Like somebody's got to finish in last place in that league. That's a stacked league.
That one's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh my god,
they're all pretty stacked too.
Yeah, but that's just scare. That's like everybody. That feels like consistently everybody who mocks with us all the time.
You're good, Tresner. If you change your mind, let us know. We'd love to have you. Yeah, I try to keep the buy-in like low to where people we're still playing for something, but this is the first year where all the leagues are paid for. I usually have free redraft leagues, but
the problem is People quit. It's lame.
Yeah, I wanted them all paid for this year, but I get it. Yeah, I'll let you know into August. But I totally understand. And it's like some people are like, I just don't want to commit that much money to
An extra
fantasy.
fantasy,
I get
an
it.
extra fantasy league, which you're already committed to.
Totally get it.
My fantasy league I play with my buddies is trying to. They've been talking about upping the buy-in to 500, which is like, oh my god, you people just.
Now my highest league is 100.
Yes, that's what we currently are. It's like, why do you want to do that? Now I've won that league twice in the last 6 years, so it's not the worst thing for me financially is an investment. But I was like, come on, guys, it's not worth it.
I mean, I think if you went to like 150, 200, that makes a little bit more
A little.
sense.
No, it's like we have been friends and doing this league forever, like 15 years, and we haven't been paying the whole time, but this is like a 15, 16-year league. It's like we're gonna ruin friendships if we put that much money on the line because people are gonna be cutthroat insane with each other.
That's the big thing. Like at that point, like every decision, like every rule, like every trade, every waiver wire, like everything
Yeah.
becomes so magnified that it's like even with the dynasty leagues, it's like our buy-ins like what 20, 25 a year, and it's still like everything's huge. It's like once you're putting 500 down, it's like yeah, someone gets pissed. It's like is it
And
worth
trust me,
it?
our commissioner, we have plenty of issues on rules and what we want to do and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The infamous Taysom Hill disaster.
All right, another decent squad put together here. Got Goff, and I kept passing on my QB2. Thought there was good value, but Kyron, Kamara, Gus, Chuba, Damon Pierce, Amara, Lave, Worthy, Watson, J-Mo, Dobbs, Demarcus Robinson, Thielen, Kelsey, Hawkinson. I mean, I don't have to pick a third tight end, but I probably will. Most people are like, since you're having a best ball, like you get a weekly or a yearly pool, like 1 week at tight end is not going to kill you, especially if you're a guy like Kelsey. But it just bothers me, especially since T Hawk's going to miss time. If something happens to Kelsey early, it's like that. But yeah, we got two stacks here: Young and Thielen, Young and Chuba, Goff, St. Brown, and JMO. And cool, I'll take it. Jason says he'll cover you. Prize payout, were you asking for Pete's potential 500 league or for, I think the way it works for the Catch Fam
Us.
redraft leagues, it's 110 to first place, 80 to second place, 30 to third place. So 30, you get, or third place, I'm sorry, you get the entry fee plus something back. Then the toilet bowl winner gets the entry fee back. It's 20 back.
Nice.
I like the toilet bowl winner to get the entry fee back. So that way everyone who's in the losing bracket,
It's playing for something.
like, yeah, they're still playing for something and the waiver wire stays competitive. Like I hate when you have a league where like at the end of the season, the only people on the waiver wire are playoff teams, so I like the toilet bowl to also be somewhat competitive too. Oh, Green Bean, I totally even didn't even notice you were drafting. Sorry. Why did you need Bryce? I haven't looked at any teams on the board. Oh, you got Deontay. Nice. Rolling with, wow, I like, dude, Kincaid and Fergie at tight end. It's beautiful. Give me Gasecki. Jason, very nice of you to do that. Don't join League 2, just playing for second place. Okay, Cats. Cats does have a catch championship under him, so he can brag.
My only goal now is to beat Cats. I don't care if I win. I'm just gonna make sure Cats loses. That's the
Draft
only
Trevor
goal.
Lawrence and beat Cats.
Ooh, I don't know if I'm not evil.
You know, Cats is not drafting T-Law in the real draft.
No, he's not. Of course not. He ain't real. He fake. That's why I'll bully him and drafted him.
He's a fake Trevor Lawrence fan.
It's all right. Me and Cameron will collude. Cameron won't draft any running backs, and I'll draft all the running backs, and we'll figure it out.
Oh goodness. All right. Green Bean. We got Cousins, Levis, Gino. Cousins with London. Levis with Ridley. Gino with Metcalf. Not bad. If you're going late round quarterback, this worked out. Good wide receivers that you targeted early there. Brees, Ramondre, Singletary, Dowdle, Bucky Irving, perfectly fine at running back. London, Metcalf, Ridley, Deontay, Gabe Davis, Michael Wilson, McMillan. I was wondering if Brown was going to start going at the end of drafts since he caught that pass today. This is preseason. You got to love it. Kincaid and Ferguson really like what you were able to do at tight end here. So good entry. 3 good stacks. Running backs are fine. Wide receivers are fine. I like it.
Love it.
Jason drafted right next to you. We got Stroud and J-Lo. Stroud is with Mixon, Nico, Dell. Whew. Say no more. Jordan Love is with Wicks. Sorry. And Kraft. Dude, I was like not paying attention all during this draft, but I definitely was drafting Green Bay players for no reason either. Bijan Mixon, Najee, Chandler, Ray Davis is probably fine. Collins, Dell, Wicks, Myers, Cooks, Leggett, Burton, Baker, McBride, Theo Johnson, Tucker Kraft. Good entry. Plus, the only Packer stack that you need is J-Lo and Wicks anyways, if you watched TV today. All right. There we go. That does it for the stream. It's late. Great stream tonight. Great fantasy discussion. Preseason discussion. Good drafting. Pete, I will let you say bye and we'll get out of here.
All right, bye, guys. Late night stream. Yeah, check it out. We got content coming out every day. It feels like shorts, videos, all informational stuff, lots of fun stuff for y'all. Mock drafts more and more as we get going to the season, actual preseason games. Do not overreact to preseason games unless it is JJ McCarthy, who is the GOAT.
Or Jaden Daniels, who's the GOAT. Perfect way to end the stream. Hit the like. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. With that, I'll say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the catch. And peace. I also see what's Pete's channel. I want to sub.
After the View Sports.
Scroll up a bit. I put the link somewhere in the chat, but after the View Sports. Okay, and peace. Sorry.